And tonight on the Daily Wrap, debate season has officially started. The B-team debate has already begun as the main players will take the stage later tonight. Did Hillary Clinton engage in criminal activity? An unnamed source says she might have. And as the White House stands by Planned Parenthood, have they even watched any of the videos that have been released? We've got all of that, plus your colorful viewer comments. This is the Daily Wrap, live from New York City. And welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Joe Concha, joined by my co-host, Ricky Younger. Good to see you.
Hey, man. So we were all set to cover the first debate, the what are they calling it? The cocktail
kitty
hour
table
debate. And I was watching it, so I'd be ready, and then I fell asleep. So,
wow.
What a snooze.
Yeah, you know why? There's no front runner to attack.
Maybe that's it, but these people were just boring.
Well, you missed Gilmore, because Gilmore was electric.
Yeah, you needed Gilmore.
Jimmy Gilmore.
This guy, and by the way, we're going to run a contest. If you can tell us who Jimmy Gilmore is, you can win a date with Joe.
Wow. Yes, and he is not the golfer from the Adam Sandler movie,
Yeah,
just to
right.
be clear.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy is right. She's the founder and executive director of the Accountability Project and host of the appropriately named Accountability Podcast. She is. Nomi Konst, exactly. And finally, he's a well-known national radio personality. He's also new to the Daily Wrap. He is Casey Bartholomew. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right. Let's
Rookie
get right to the Daily Download.
Rookie bait.
And today marks the beginning of the debate season for the 2016 presidential election. It kicked off about an hour ago as Fox hosted their Republican kitty table debate, featuring all the candidates that didn't qualify for the main course. That's tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That group includes Texas Governor Rick Perry, former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum, Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal, former HP head Carly Fiorina, South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, former New York Governor George Pataki, and former Virginia Governor, we're giving away the answer already, Jimmy Gilmore. But the big show starts on Fox, as we said, where Donald Trump will be taking center stage with former Florida Governor Jeb Bush, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and Ohio Governor, otherwise known as your 45th President, John Kasich. Okay.
That's all the time we have, folks. Good night.
Yeah, seriously. That was exhausting reading 17 names like that. All right, so Trump obviously is the big star.
I don't think I heard you say Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you skipped over.
I think you missed Donald Trump.
No, I didn't miss
Media
Donald
bias.
Trump. Donald Trump is now part of my question, which was coming, which was obviously not mentioned as Donald Trump for good reason, because that's what we're going to be talking about probably for the next 8 minutes. Yeah. How will he do tonight?
I think it's going. This whole debate's going to be about Donald Trump versus Chris Wallace and Megyn Kelly.
Your moderators, 2 of the 3.
Yes, that's the debate. That's the debate.
Not prepared?
Not as much. Brett's more of a calm, gentlemanly force. I think Megyn and I think Chris are just going to smack him. They're going to hit him with the hard questions, and they're not going to be willing to take snappy one-liners as a response.
Can I put you on the spot?
Sure.
What would you ask him if you could ask him one question tonight as a moderator?
Well, after I get to ask him who does his hair?
Yeah. After that
You know, honestly, it could be any question at all that requires an explanation of policy, actual policy. This is, if he claims he hasn't prepared for this. I hope that's not true, because I would hope that he would take it more seriously. But pick a subject. He's got to be prepared to get into some depth beyond a one-liner on policy, or he's never really going to be taking that seriously.
No, what's got him to the top at this point, where, for instance, I heard one interview where somebody said, what would you do about Obamacare? He goes, Obamacare, it's horrible. I'd repeal it immediately as president. And then he was asked, what would you do to replace it? He goes, I would give something fantastic.
Right.
We'll come up with something fantastic.
But that's his answer.
Right,
Well, it'll be fantastic.
Right. And I'm not criticizing it because
I'm criticizing
because we're an ADD kind of or ADT. That's my security. ADD kind of society. So maybe it's good to speak in overarching terms, which is I would get rid of it and give you something better. Okay, good enough. I trust him. But all that said, I think that's where they're going to go, to Rick's point, the moderators. We want details. You say you're going to take on ISIS, you got a plan for ISIS. What's your plan for ISIS? Share it with the American people now, and then let's see how he does.
You know, I think it's going to be interesting because I don't know. I mean, I was listening to their discussion yesterday on Fox. They were talking about, the moderators were talking about how they're going to frame the questions. But are they going to interrupt him? Are they going to say, okay, that's great, but you're not answering the question?
I hope so.
But you know what might be interesting is I think he might flip out at them and he'll wage a war against Fox afterwards.
Even better.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I think that if they're tough on him, he will respond and wage a war on Fox and make them out to be the bad guys.
Actually, you raised the right question just now. You reminded me, and you're right, the question should be about ISIS, because he said at the very beginning, I have a great plan to deal with ISIS, but he wouldn't tell us what it was. Well, maybe now it's time for him to tell us what it was.
Or what I would do, then if I'm in that situation and I'm Trump, I say, look, what we do all the time with our government and even our military leaders, we forecast what our plan will be militarily. We are going to go into this city X day. We have a plan to do this. He could very easily say, you know what, we've been doing that all the time. I'm not going to share with you what I'm going to do and share with the enemy at the same time. I don't know. I could see him finding a way to get around it, you know? But
He'd
Casey,
look up his book and say, well,
it's in the book and it's
in the book. Watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. So, Casey, since you've been on the show, never been on the show before, first let me get your thoughts on Trump. Would you support him? And why is he resonating so much?
He's resonating so much because he's saying the things that people are thinking, you know, because everything he says, he's never 100% wrong, but he's never 100% right. And I think the point that he's going to go out there and he's going to answer in platitudes, all politicians do that. The difference between Trump and these politicians is he's a media whore. And he knows how to work the media, and he knows how to say things, and I firmly believe he's going to start a media war with Fox News. No matter how he does, when it's all said and done, he's going to pop out and he's going to say, well, they were unfair to me. They asked this question, they asked that question. And it's not going to matter what he says, like with every politician, no matter how he says it.
Thank you. You said it before. You said, you know, I was falling asleep, I was bored, right? And we were watching, we thought that people looked nervous or they looked stiff. You know, that's why I saw it. I saw it for the first time, all these people on a stage, and I said, he's the contrast to that.
Right. You know what's interesting? What Casey just said is what a lot of people say, which is he's saying what people are thinking. And I know that's true, and it's profoundly disturbing because that means that Americans are thinking about insulting everybody they can find.
Well, because they're getting tired of all this nice stuff. That's
I don't know if it's nice. It's just overly consulted. Like, these candidates are created. Like, that's really what it is.
Everything is sanitized. That's true.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, who has never been a big political political debate before, he said, has been trying to manage expectations about this debate.
I guess my whole life is a debate when you get right down to it. But Trish, it's not something that, you know, I do professionally, and these guys do it professionally, but I think we'll do just fine.
You sound like you're managing expectations. You're setting the bar low, and you know, we can all be surprised.
I want to set it as low as possible. I want to set that bar so low. I want to set that bar so low you have no idea. But you know, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Interesting question here. Nomi, I'll ask you this. Do you think that Trump is actually nervous before this debate? Are you nervous now?
I'm not nervous. I'm never nervous.
Can we make you nervous?
I think that if he really wants to win, he's nervous. I still am not convinced he really wants to win. I think that this is some sort of big plan for something else that we're not even aware of.
Okay. One word answer. Nervous, yes or no?
No.
Nervous? Yes.
I think he is nervous.
I agree.
Yeah.
He should be. I would
give
be.
a political answer.
There has been a lot of talk of Trump flaming out. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani doesn't think so.
Well, first of all, he's not a Roman candle. This is a very smart guy. This is a person who is media savvy in ways that some of the other candidates aren't. And he's a lot more substantive than you realize. I know Donald 25 years, meaning he understands a lot of the world issues with a lot more depth than you probably realize. So we might have a little bit of a Ronald Reagan here, a guy they underestimate.
Okay, the Trump-Reagan comparison, that's interesting. Is he being underestimated, Rick Unger?
He was. I don't think he is anymore.
Agreed. Nomi?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see tonight in about 2.5 hours. Anyway, if you go to Newsmax.com, you can read a letter that Donald Trump has prepared for our audience where he reveals what his plans are, we just talked about that, to win the White House and the issues he will face. The letter can be found at the top of the Newsmax.com homepage. All you need to do is click on the link that says Donald Trump's urgent letter. Go there now. It is definitely worth a few minutes of your time. Coming up next, did Hillary Clinton engage in criminal activity? One unnamed source says absolutely. This is the Daily Wrap, and it's only on Newsmax TV.